Hi YouTube, we're back with the next part of the quilt. Now I have all the rows sewn together, 5 of them at the time. They're all sewn together. So now I'm going to take it, and this is where I am going to pin, because I'm going to pin these long strips together. Let me put this down so you can see what I'm doing. So now I'm going to take it, and I'm going to start at the top, start at the beginning where my 2 ends meet. And I will take one of my pins and I am going to pin it there. Then when I get to the seams, I have one seam going left and one seam going right. This seam is going left, this seam is going right. So I'm going to go ahead and pin it right there on the seams. Then I'm going to go to the next one and I'm going to pin it again. One seam going to the left and one seam going to the right. And then I'm going to pin it again. And then I am going to pin it again at the next seam. One seam going to the left and one seam going to the right. And then I will pin the last one. One seam going to the left, one seam going to the right. I don't know if you can see that seam is going that way and that seam is going the opposite direction. I nest them together. I take a pin and I pin it together. And then also I'm going to go down to the end. I'm going to match up my ends right here. And then I am going to sew these ends together. Pin these ends together. Now if you want to, you can come back and you can put more pins in the middle. So I probably would take and put one more pin, line it up. And I don't recommend doing the pinking shear one and cutting your own fabric, because the pinking shear one makes it off a little bit. So I'm going to suggest that you just get the 2 fat quarter packs and cut your own strips. That's what I'm going to suggest. You can do it however you want, but that's going to be my suggestion, because it makes it off a little bit. But this is a forgiving quilt, so it's not going to really matter. Then I'm going to pin right here again. And I am going to pin there. And then, as you can see, the pinking shear one off is a lot off on this one, because all of these are mostly pinking shears. So I'm going to just not let that stop me and hinder me, and going to keep going. Yeah, you'll have a lot of threads. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take this back to the sewing machine and you're going to sew all the way across. And so I would sew just all the way across, and just don't worry about where you have a little bit extra. It shouldn't matter that much, or if it does bother you, just kind of pin it down a little bit closer to the background fabric. And then just sew all the way across. When you get this one sewed all the way across, you're going to open it up, press it. Then you're going to have these 2 put together. And then you're going to take the last one and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put it on the bottom and you're going to put the seams in opposite directions. And you're going to sew that one and you'll have a whole quilt top. So the quilt top part will be put together and done. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to come back, lay it out, show you what it looks like after I press it. And then, yeah, and then we'll be done with the quilt top. And then I'll show you how to do binding, how to get a backing, how to get some batting, put it together, and how to stitch it so it'll be a completed top. But that's in the coming up. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this process, and I'll be back to show you what my top looks like when I'm done. All right, bye my friends.